From The Walking Dead to Wakanda via Broadway, Danai Gurira is now taking on stereotypes in the entertainment industry. I'm Tania, Bryer, and I've come to Cannes Lions to meet the award-winning playwright, actor and activist Danai Gurira. Danai Gurira is best known for her acting roles in the TV hit The Walking Dead and the Hollywood blockbusters Black Panther and its sequel Wakanda Forever, in which she plays General Okoye.
I really thoroughly enjoyed playing her. I enjoyed finding her in my own body. You know, she's challenging, she's fascinating, she's funny, she's powerful. She is fighting for her nation's honor. I love that tag under her poster. You know, that is so a big part of who she is her first love is Wakanda.
As well as acting, Danai is also an award-winning playwright whose work gives a voice to people often not heard, such as in her play Eclipsed. It tells the story of 5 women in Liberia during the country's civil war.
This play is a movement. It's about telling stories, voices that don't get heard and told, but they are living, true voices of an epidemic that is global in this world right now, which is the violence against women, sexual violence against women, and the treatment of women across the globe.
As well as her work in entertainment, Danai is also a tireless campaigner for the rights of women and girls. She's a UN Women Goodwill Ambassador and founder of Love Our Girls, an awareness-building campaign that helps women and girls around the world. She's also co-founder of Our Massy Arts, which helps give opportunities to creative people in Africa. I caught up with her on the sidelines of the Cannes Lions International Festival of Creativity, where she was attending on behalf of UN Women to highlight the work of its industry-led initiative, Unstereotype Alliance, which looks to eradicate harmful stereotypes in media and advertising.
Unstereotyping brings us to a new place in ourselves and our engagement with the world, and it nurtures the thing that our information age has eroded: curiosity.
Thank you so much for joining me on CNBC Meets here at the Cannes Lion Festival.
Of course, thanks for having me.
In your role as Global Ambassador for UN Women, you've taken part in a discussion on smashing stereotypes. Tell me about why it's so important for you.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be a part of this. Unstereotype Alliance was started some 6-7 years ago here at Cannes Lion, and it is a very important campaign to address the very harmful stereotypes that exist specifically at that time in media and advertising. And it was something that UN Women took on with some really powerful leaders in branding and advertising to change how stereotypes have adversely affected people's lives and really stop them from being able to advance in their lives and in society, and can cause very harmful effects, including violence. So it's really important that we launch the second part of it, which is say nothing, change nothing. That's what we're launching right here today, which is really about opening it up to everybody. How do we stand against stereotypes in everyday life? We found out that 73% of people believe that they are watching harmful stereotypes take place around them in everyday life. Everyday life. And that, sadly, we are also finding that about 30% of people that's only the amount that are willing to actually stand up against them. So we want to increase that. We want more people to feel that they can stand up against stereotypes and make a difference. And it's not an easy pursuit. So that's what we're trying to give people tools on. We're trying to give them access. They're trying to give them voice around where their stereotypes lie, and also how to get past them, and how to also make sure that they're standing up for others when they're witnessing harmful stereotypes take place.
How can you change that narrative? What sort of progress are you seeing?
Well, I think one thing that's really exciting to hear is that the fact that there are some very large media outlets that had to start taking data, and they started to notice, for instance, that a lot of what they were putting out was not showing a diversity in terms of protagonists who are people of color, protagonists who are women, and so they had to start addressing that. And there has been progress from actually being categorized as non-progressive advertising to progressive. So there is some shift happening in media, but there's a long way to go. Now, in terms of us as society and what you and I and everyone out here can do, I've really found, and what we're really discovering, is it's something to do with functioning from a place of empathetic curiosity. I think so many times in our information age, we're thinking from a very quick, efficient, give it to me in a soundbite, give it to me 2 minutes, I don't have time to clickbait, that's all I got time for. And that is actually perpetuating a way of seeing people in an oversimplistic manner. And it's actually working against our connecting more richly to each other and to understanding one another. So what we're really trying to encourage is be more curious and have more empathy around each other. If you come from a place of respectful, empathetic curiosity, I truly believe it doesn't allow stereotyping to perpetuate itself. And not just from how you are examining how you're seeing each other, seeing another type of people or community or society, but how you are seeing a situation. How do you intrude on a situation where stereotyping is happening? People are scared to do it. They're fearful of what could be said about them or how people can respond back to them. But I think that the aspect of curiosity, being truly curious as to why do you think that? Where did that come from for you? Can set a light in another person. Where did that come from me? And maybe it's false. Maybe I have to see how what I'm believing in is harming other people. So that's really one of the key actions we really want people to start doing. There's an entire list we're going to be launching out on our website showing the toolkit that people can start engaging. Like when you're in that moment, when you wanted to say something and you didn't. I wish I had said. That's another thing we're looking at. What did you wish you had said? And how do we help people have tools to be able to say it? But really within the aspect of stepping into having a deep curiosity about each other, it really, like by its very nature, pulls us away from stereotyping and simplifying each other.
Did you face stereotyping yourself in the early days of your career as a playwright and actor within the entertainment industry?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think the thing that's crazy about it is we face it so much in so many different ways that it becomes just the fabric of our experience. You know, it becomes something that you sort of endure and walk through constantly. And it's not even something, you know, sometimes it becomes less of an event than it should be. It should be more of an event in your mind, but because it's happening so frequently, you just kind of take it in stride. There's always the aspect of how casting occurs and what is being sought for. Sometimes it's very clear, like they're trying to go diverse with this. They're trying to go diverse. All the black and brown girls come audition. They're going to open it up to you. And then they just go and hire another white girl, and you're like, what was the point of that? So a lot of the time, you know, it is very, there is a concept that sometimes I think doesn't help anybody, where that those divisions are made in a way where black women or women of color are on the sideline of what's the key thing wanted. And I've seen that, I've experienced that, and I know every single woman of color in my industry has. And then of course aspects of, you know, all women, you know, how we experience aspects of even how you're filmed opposite a co-star, be it a male or whoever, you know. There are aspects of who's being filmed more. You know, who's getting the screen time. There are all types of things that women deal with that they have to deal with in their stride. You can't, you know, sometimes you have to pick your battles, you have to pick the moment for your battles. And I do find that to have been a very powerful thing, where you realize there are people you're working with that want to know if there's inequity happening. And when the moment is right, you're able to share very specifically how it is, and hopefully, and I have dealt with really great leaders who have made changes accordingly.